You may or may not be familiar with noted mathematician and astronomer Johannes Kepler, but in the 17th century he was kind of a big deal. He created some pretty awesome scientific equations, influenced Sir Isaac Newton, and was kind of best buds with Galileo. And today, when it comes to controlling rockets, satellites, or viewing deep sky objects, his work is essential. So what I want to know is, how does someone so central to modern day science create a book about magic, demons, and witchcraft? In the early 1600s, science and astronomy had hit kind of a boom. Galileo had just finished publishing his discoveries about Jupiter's moons, and it was around this time that Kepler also started distributing his manuscript called Synonym. And this was a story about a young boy living in Iceland with his mother, who made a living as a witch selling herbal remedies and magic spells. So one day, the boy ends up ripping a hole in some of the mum's tea bags. She goes to sell the tea to a sea captain. The sea captain is not happy. So she goes home to fetch some more, leaving the boy with the captain as a sort of temporary payment. The captain's impatient, so he sails off, taking the boy with him. Years later, the boy returns, quite the distinguished gentleman, and the mother's so happy that he's had this education that she decides to teach him everything she knows about witchcraft. And she decides to call in a demon for help. The demon takes the boy on a pretty arduous journey to the surface of the moon, and whilst there, the boy describes in really great detail what the Earth looks like from the moon and aspects of the lunar surface. And there is just so much more to the story. I'll put a link down in the description if you want to read an English translation I found. But it sounds like a pretty awesome fairy tale or science fiction, and it wouldn't be out of place in science fiction today. But in the 17th century, it just didn't go down well. He was accused of heresy. So there are a lot of aspects of Kepler's story that are similar to his own life. The story was so controversial that it caused his own mother to be tried as a witch. And in the 1600s, that's serious burning at the stake kind of stuff. Thankfully, she was acquitted when Kepler defended her at her trial, but it caused him to make an extensive rewrite of the manuscript, adding nearly 223 footnotes, explaining that the work was just fiction. Today, a story like this is no big deal. Space travel is a regular theme in science fiction, plus we already know what the Earth looks like from the moon. Kepler's story is still pretty influential today. Isaac Asimov, one of the most famous science fiction writers, called Synonym one of the first science fiction novels. But why did Kepler write the story in the first place? Well, scientists writing science fiction might not be as odd as you think it is. There used to be a time when scientists did more than just experiments. They were hobbyists and creatives. What we know as traditional science would have looked completely different at the age of the scientific enlightenment. It would have looked a lot like humanities. So it wasn't unusual for scientists to write fiction. It may not be as common now as it was in the age of the scientific enlightenment, but there are still scientists out there writing science fiction. Isaac Asimov, Stephen Baxter, Gregory Benford. I'll put a couple more in the description. If you think of any, please put it in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. If you liked this video, please give it a massive thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.